Okay. So we are going to start with Americas. So I'm going to pull up your presentation. I'm going to spotlight you so everyone can hear from you. And all right, it's all yours.
All right. So I am currently at SEAM Collaborative, which is a alternative school for children who have like special needs and mostly autism. So I'm currently at like within that there's like multiple sections. So mine is SEAM Prep, which is located in Woburn, Mass. And it's a therapeutic high school for ages between 14 and 22. They combine supportive like environments with real world learning, and students learn in small classrooms with staff who are very like specific to them. So there's at least 3 to 4 staff members in each room. Some have one-on-one, some are with 2 or 3. And Seam's approach blends academics, life skills, and community-based experiences. And then, so SEAM obviously works with children who have diverse needs. So 95% of our students have autism spectrum disorder. Some have things like Down syndrome, and then they all have things on top of that, which makes it a little more difficult for them to be in a normal public school or even in like diverse classrooms within a public school. So some have ADHD, some have behavioral issues, and things on top of that. And then so as an intern, I'm more of a like teacher aide, but I'll get more into that in a second. But some of our staff roles are we have licensed special education teachers, which there's one in each classroom. Then we have our speech language pathologist who meets with every student who needs language help or anything like that. We have our occupational therapist who works with every student at least once a week. We have our physical therapist who does group sessions and as well as does individual sessions. We have our board certified analysis. We have our social workers. We have our mental health counselors, transition coordinators, instructional coaches, and then we also have a adaptive physical education and recreation specialist who does it's like a gym class, but a little bit more, a little bit extra. And then this is my supervisor. This is Allie. She's one of the greatest people I've probably ever met. She's very involved, very ready to do things for me. So she's the assistant principal at SEAM. I see her at least once a week, if not more. She kind of just checks in with me. She is very much just like another helping hand. I'm usually working with whatever my teacher, like whoever's classroom I'm in, so the teacher in there, but she does check in with me every once in a while. She has been working in special education for over 20 years, and she actually started as a behavioral specialist in the school system at SEAM specifically. And then, so my role as an intern, to get more like specific into that, is I work one-on-one with students as well as in groups with students. So I'm currently in one classroom, which I have spent, I would say 95% of my time in. I've only been pulled a couple of times. So I will escort them from classroom to classroom. So I'll go to their PT and OT with them. I'll go to their gym classes with them. I went to the Y with them because the gym teacher, the education specialist, she brings them to the Y to get them in real world experience. So I've been able to go with her to there. I just learned how to do like their behavioral data sheets with the behavioral specialist. So I've been working on those. And I also have done some lesson plans from their IEPs to help the teacher in the classroom. And I chose SEAM because I wanted to learn more about diverse populations. I kind of grew up already um like working with a lot of populations, but this is like one that I haven't worked with it like before. I've worked with children, I've worked with elderly, so this is like the one age that I haven't worked with, as well as like the special needs community as well. So I wanted to kind of figure out what I wanted to do with age group wise. So this was like a perfect fit for me to figure out what age group and what population I wanted to work with. And then it is a fairly new internship program. So we are currently tweaking it as we go. I've kind of just been like doing what they need wherever they need like a space filled in. I've just kind of been that person. But I'm also not trained in safety care, which is extremely important in the environment that we're in because a lot of the kids don't understand that they're not supposed to like touch you or like do all this stuff. And you have to be very careful because they can become aggressive if agitated. So I'm not allowed to do as much as like another like teacher aide in my position would do if they were paid. So I do have to like take a step back and kind of like vouch for myself, say that I can't do this or that. But other than that, like everything is good. Everyone's very easygoing. Everyone is there to help, and all the students are very wonderful. And I think that's it.
Great. Thank you. Okay. We have Rose up next. All right. I'll move. Great.
Hi, I'm currently working at SHED. SHED Children's Campus defines its mission through a philosophy of curiosity-driven learning. The organization supports this mission by fostering curiosity, viewing children as individuals to be nurtured rather than molded, and maintaining a commitment through inclusivity. Shed serves approximately 400 families within the Andover MA community and surrounding areas. Their programs are designed for a wide range, spanning from toddlers to young teens. Shed is also known for its inclusive environment, welcoming children and families regardless of race, gender, identity, socioeconomic status, or disability. Um, Shed employs a range of professional roles across its leadership, educational programs, and operations. Dinah Hurley uh, is the program director at Shed, a role that she's had since 2018. She oversees all organizational programs and serves as a primary contact for community space rentals. Um, in her personal life, um, Dinah is a mother of three and enjoys creative pursuits such as painting and weaving. So where I work in one classroom, all the time. I work with the preschoolers, and I help to maintain a developmentally like appropriate environment, that's safe and nurturing for the children. Um, and I'm learning to observe children's interests and document their developmental experience. Why I chose Shed, it provides hands-on involvement with kids, behavior and development in a real-world environment. I get to see how children develop socially, emotionally, and cognitively, because Shed works with toddlers through middle school age kids. Developmental psychology is directly related to the campus's emphasis on establishing spaces where kids can explore, learn, and form relationships. This internship requires being active all day, playing with kids, assisting with activities, and maintaining engagement, all of which are different from classroom learning. I started out finding the physical and social energy required to be difficult because I'm mainly used to the academic work.
Yep.
What I like so far about this internship, I like observing the children pick up new skills, form friendships, and gain confidence. I find extremely rewarding. Outside of a textbook, I like to watch how development truly takes place.
Mhm. Great.
And that's all I have.
Great. Thank you. Okay, next we have Aiden. All right.
All right. Hi. Um, my name's Aiden O'Brien. I have been working with the Lawrence Boys and Girls Club for the past 6 months. Um, we're working towards enabling, or can you go to, sorry.
That's okay.
Our goal is to help, um, the community, to enable the community of Lawrence to get, extra help education wise if they need help with like math, reading. Um, we serve the Lawrence population, which is mostly Hispanic. 90% of our patrons that attend the Lawrence Boys and Girls Club are Hispanic. Um, these are a bunch of people in the Lawrence Boys and Girls Club community that are like pillar members. Um, Marcus Fisher, Manny Alaya, and Amanda Hitchcock and Stephanie Sullivan. I've met Amanda before. She she's the person who worked with my boss. She's really cool. Um, yeah, my job there is I sign kids up for Khan Academy. It's a digital like math educating thing where it has like videos, it practices like certain levels of math. And whenever kids usually get caught up on the lesson, I then just look at it and try to find a way to explain it to them in a way which they understand. Most of the time, it's the language barrier for kids. So just trying to understand what kind of learner the student is kind of vital in to how you're going to teach them. And once you like figure that out and you know like how to teach them, how they'll truly understand what you're trying to teach them, um, that's really the light bulb moment we're looking for. But yeah, I'm basically like a math tutor, and I usually help out with homework if I'm not doing the Khan Academy stuff. This is my boss. This is Karen. She has been working there full time for 18 years. Her main job is to oversee everything, everyone's position for like me, Amy, and another lady I work with named Jackie. Um, she also communicates with other teachers from Lawrence Public Schools. For example, every Tuesday, Thursday, they have an art teacher and a science teacher come in, and they have a whole other room dedicated just for those like specific fields of education. And they'll have the teachers come in and give a lesson. She coordinates all that, and she does all the deals with Khan Academy making sure we get enough people signed up to actually keep our I'm blanking on the word now, but
Okay.
our deal basically with them.
Yeah.
Subscription, whatever you want to call it. Move on to the next.
Yeah.
Challenges. There's a tiny bit of a language barrier. Um, but honestly, I work with enough students where there's most of the time someone that can speak a little bit of both, or they can understand like what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Like I've worked with kids who didn't know a lick of English, and I don't know that much Spanish, but I knew enough to communicate to him, like to teach him multiplication. We got past that and we figured it out. So opportunities are vast there. There's a bunch of great people. There's a bunch of different kinds of like opportunities. Like you can sign up for helping kids probably in the physical area if you're not that like key to the educational part. You can definitely, there's more opportunities there than just focusing on towards education. Um, like I said earlier, helping kids like reach that light bulb moment of understanding when learning, that's kind of like what our goal is compared to just like teaching kids and pushing them through, which is a big problem we see in Lawrence Public Schools. And I talked to a couple of my coworkers about it, and that's the reason why they work at the Boys and Girls Club rather than being teachers in the school system. Um, but yeah, their main goal is to help build the next generation, get all the kids educated, and be mem well-minded members of society. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Okay.
Hi, my name is Tess Gordon. Um, so I work at Outside the Lines, which is in Medford, Massachusetts. Um, I'll go to their mission statement and everything and explain what it is
Great.
as we keep going. Essentially, Outside the Lines art therapy is dedicated to promoting emotional healing, self-expression, and personal growth through the creative process. We provide a safe, inclusive, and supportive environment where individuals of all ages and backgrounds can explore their thoughts and feelings using art. By integrating therapeutic techniques with artistic expression, we aim to empower clients, build resilience, and foster mental wellness beyond traditional boundaries. So, Outside the Lines serves adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, which is known as IDDs. And these are things like autism, um, like just when you think developmental disabilities, like things that are preventing individuals from being able to go to an everyday job, and this is their everyday program. So, staff roles, there is the program director, and her name is Cynthia. She's like the boss of everyone at OTL. And she oversees the therapeutic work being done. She supports the art therapists, ensures ethical standards are followed, and provides supervision. I see Cynthia probably like a few times a week. She works in the office part of Outside the Lines and not the clinical part of it, but she'll oftentimes visit the clinical side just to say hi because all the clients know her very well and like her and just check in on the staff and make sure everything's running smoothly. And then there's case managers. Case managers organize documentation and data tracking, and they also do floor managing. Floor managing is essentially each day there's a different plan and schedule for what's going to happen, And so case managers will each get a day of the week and they will be in charge of creating the schedule for that day and who's doing what. And then there's the direct support professionals, DSPs. And this is like a widespread job. This isn't just specific to outside the lines. DSPs work like in other settings too, but we have our own set of direct support professionals, and these are our core staff members who work directly with clients. They lead individual groups and groups. They lead individual and group sessions. They help clients express their emotions through art and through other groups. And then we have interns, which is undergrad or graduate students gaining experience. And as an intern, you build one-on-one rapport and attend groups. They often assist in sessions, help prepare materials, and may lead sessions under supervision. So my supervisor is Haley Watson. Her role is a case manager. So she does the documentation, data tracking, and floor managing. She's actually a graduate student at Lesley University, and she is um, getting her degree in both counseling and art therapy. And so that's really cool that she gets to be my supervisor because that's something that I'm interested in. But she helps support clients beyond groups. She helps set and track goals and make sure clients are also getting the support they need. She communicates with therapists and families to keep everyone informed and ensure consistent care. And then my role as an intern. I receive a schedule each day that includes three main things. One is attending groups. So there's like art group, there's music group, and there's like a yoga or mindful movement group. Um, and then and mindful movement is like it's like chair yoga, because they're all adults who have limited like wants for mobility and limited like understanding of what's happening. Um, so then I also have one-on-one sessions with clients where I let them lead me through whatever project they want to do and topics they want to talk about. The goal here is to build rapport. There's certain clients who love interns and just want like some individual attention. So there's this one woman who loves teaching how to draw. So she'll teach me how to draw different animals when I do one-on-ones with her, and she'll just chat with me the whole time. It's pretty great. And then we get a 30-minute lunch break every day, which is also really nice. Um, I'm there from 10 in the morning until 2:30, so it would make sense to get a lunch break, but depending on your hours would depend on your break. Um, and then interns are allowed to lead groups with supervision if desired, which is really cool. I have a goal of leading an art group, and I get to create basically everything and just have like someone supervise me, to make sure that I'm doing it correctly and help out if needed. And I get to get a glimpse at data sheets and behavior binders, which is just things that track how each client is doing. But data sheets basically are track the client, how long the client went to a group for, what they did during group, if they needed help on anything, if they had any behavioral problems. And same with the behavior binder, it's just bigger behavioral issues. I chose Outside the Lines because I have a love of art and I like interacting with people of all abilities. I want to work clinically, and this gives me an opportunity to bring my own creativity to leading a group. And this is just cool because just shows how creative expression can be used to support mental health. And then the challenges that have faced so far is just relating to all clients, especially those with unique special interests. I have one client who really likes like cartoons from all the way from the 70s to the early 2000s, which is challenging to relate to. Finding my position within the staff relationally, I'm still a person, but I don't want to cross any boundaries, which is something that you really face in all internships. And then just patience with adults with developmental and intellectual disabilities. It takes a lot of patience to make sure you meet them where they're at. So far, my favorite part has been getting to know each clients, helping out in art groups, brainstorming my own art group. I've been pulling up Pinterest and going through a whole bunch of like kids' crafts and planning which ones I want to do. And then I've got to learn a lot about IDDs and how they affect each individual differently. Thank you. If anyone has any questions about working at outside the lines in general, that's my email address. You can screenshot it or whatnot.
Great. Thank you. Okay, next menu.
Yeah, I'm Minu. I'm looking at Wise 2 down in North Andover and Franklin. And basically where I work with is a lot of like autistic people, and this specially Wise 2 program is very recent to the whole Wise program at the school. So like going to that program, the director basically wanted to know if I wanted to be at at that classroom, and I was like, no, I was gonna do it. And then for the mission statement, they all want to have that togetherness and like have that respect for each other, and like very much what you see in the classroom. There are a lot of like collaborations, and then you see a lot of like other students who come to the classrooms a lot of times because they want to have that more socialization just with other students and not just in the classroom. So for the staffs, there are a lot of like various teachers, and then they're all either some TAs in the class, and if the teachers recommend them or they wanted them, whereas they all like some like special programs inside the building, such as like OT and speech, and usually for the OT programs, they usually do some kind of morning activity, but in the whole building was they all some general classrooms where there aren't many like autistic people, I think, but they all various like programs in the night school that people like walk in, and also like there's a lot of like it's a small community, but it's a lot of people know each other from distant connections and such. So for my supervisor, she's like they will listen to the school, but not as much. She worked like there, but now she has a master's in elementary school, and a lot of times, like she will always have some like plan or very adapted towards the environment. And in the picture, you can see some of the students around them, and a lot of times they are always like very fun to be on with, and also they're always interesting. And depending on when you come in, the mornings are more like calmer, but during the afternoons, that classroom is very chaotic. And when it is chaotic, you kind of have to go with it. So you can't really expect things to go the way you want it into in that kind of classroom. So there is that.
Mhm.
So when I was looking for my internship, I was mainly looking for sleep, but then like I like changed my mindset, and then from there like I basically widened my scope, and then eventually got a internship in more discipline, and I feel like that like internship is helping me more grow with my other careers, and like understanding that just giving me a more broad and stuff, I think.
Yeah.
And then the role I'm in there is basically either observer, but I can work with the students, and they like the supervisors we do like highly encourage you to like to work with someone with the kids, and it was really beneficial.
Mhm.
And a lot of times like there is like that experience with them, and a lot of the kids are very behaved, but also they do have their own challenges, which they where the teachers help them in ways that they need to, but that's about all I do in that classroom. And one of the challenges I found was like you have to be very adapted towards the situations because sometimes something may go like wrong or something may happen all of a sudden and you have to like adapt. And for the most part, they all pretty calm in the mornings, but sometimes the mornings can get a little bit hectic or something has been going on with the student and you have to go with it. And then another challenge is you have to be like patient with the students because sometimes the students may not want to work with you or may not want to interact with, but if you all patient, then that's good. And then one thing I like about it is like very much like understanding, gaining the knowledge with the autistic
Mhm.
students, but also like being around them is always fun and they do make you laugh sometimes and you really like want to like know more what they do and like it's pretty fun environment and I think that's pretty much all I say for my internship.
Great. Thank you. All right. Now, our last presentation, Kendra, make sure your spotlight. There we go. All right, Kendra.
All right. Hi, my name is Kendra, and today I'm going to be talking about my internship at Patterns Behavioral Services. So, Patterns Behavioral Services is located in Nashua, New Hampshire, and basically it provides applied behavioral analysis or ABA therapy, primarily for children with autism and other developmental disabilities. Our main focus is to focus on helping clients build skills in areas like communication, social interaction, daily living, and behavior regulation. So, Patterns actually has a really long history. It was founded through early research in positive behavioral support and ABA starting in 1984. So, it's led by board certified behavioral analysts along with experienced behavioral therapists or technicians. And the goal is to really build a high trained and professional team that can provide the best possible care for their clients. Our mission is to really focus on like the service and integrity of making our clients our top priority. We also emphasize something called relentlessness optimism, which basically means always staying positive and committed to helping our clients grow and succeed. So, Patterns works with a range of individuals, including children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, but we also work with individuals with other intellectual and developmental disabilities. We also provide family support for people, like families in general. We do offer parent classes as well, and we provide care to many people across different age groups and all of the above, but mostly we focus on children. There are several important roles at Patterns. So we have board certified behavioral analysts, also known as BCBAs. So what they do is design treatment plans and supervise therapy. There's behavior technicians like me. We're also sometimes called behavior therapists, but we work directly with clients and implement those plans that the BCBA makes. There's also clinical supervisors who provide guidance and administrative staff, which do like scheduling and just the overall operations of the company. Yeah. My supervisor is Jacqueline Peterson. She's a board certified behavioral analysis. She's amazing. She oversees our treatment plans and supervises us during our sessions. Sometimes she'll come in person, sometimes she'll supervise just on our tablets that we have at work. And she answers absolutely any questions I have during any sessions, which is super helpful. But she plans the behavior intervention plans and helps provide feedback and training to help staff improve in general and just help provide the best support. So, what I do at my internship. So, in my role, I work directly with children during the therapy sessions. I implement ABA programs that are designed by the BCBA, and I also collect behavioral data throughout the sessions. And following my sessions, I always have to write a session note talking about what I did in order to bill for insurance. I also support the development and communications, like social skills, and use strategies like positive reinforcement and prompting to help clients just learn and overall succeed. Alrighty, why I chose this internship. I chose it because I'm really interested in working with children and psychology and therapy in general. I also wanted to learn more about ABA. I didn't quite know about it a lot before I headed in, but now that I know about it, I actually really enjoy it and how it supports, the kids. And I really do enjoy also the hands-on experience. I feel like I'm gaining a lot of skills that I can use in the future, and it's really helping me build like clinical skills like that.
Great.
Yeah. And some challenges is learning all of the different ABA strategies and behavior plans. It's a lot to understand. Even the vocabulary can sometimes be difficult, and I'll have to look stuff up. But it also requires a lot of patience and flexibility during sessions because every client is different and sessions do not go exactly as planned. And another thing is adjusting to where the sessions take place. In my job, I usually work in the client's home. However, we also do have clinic sessions and we also do have community settings, like for instance, joining a kid to the grocery store, for instance, to help implement behaviors there as well. Yeah, and what I like most is being able to like build those really good connections with my clients and seeing their progress over time is so amazing. It's so rewarding to watch their improvements in like their communication and behavior overall. It's great. And like I said, the real world experience in psychology and just helping and working with such a great team also, everyone there is so supportive.
Great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's
Thank you.
thank you.
Great. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. And I don't know if anyone who is here has questions, but I want to give a few. Yeah, go for it, Fiona.
Yeah, so this is a question for it can be answered by anyone really. Um, but I just wonder, everybody seems like they found like a really great place that works for them. I'm just wondering, kind of as more of a, what steps did you take to get there? Like, what was the most helpful tool to you to find this internship that you like? Was it LinkedIn? Was it Warriors at Work? I'm just curious what worked the best for people.
Anyone want to jump in?
I can go. I use the internship website a lot. So I would like email the contact person, and then if I don't hear them for like a couple weeks, then I would email them back. Or I use like LinkedIn to just apply and see if they say anything, or go to like a website and then find the contact from that. That's what I did.
Yeah. Anybody else? What did other people do? Yeah.
I can talk a little bit about this. I actually use Katie a lot, a lot, a lot. I was kind of debating what I wanted to do for a while. I didn't know where to start, didn't know what to do. So we kind of just sat there and talked about it, and she gave me a list of internships that would kind of interest me. I gave her a few things that I wanted to like goals kind of that I wanted to set for myself, and she kind of went on a list and gave me Seam, and I reached out from there, and they had a few programs that I was interested in, and then I ended up talking to them about them, and that's how I ended up at my program.
Anyone else? Same process, different?
For me,
Oops,
oh,
sorry. No, here you go. You go.
no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you
Um,
go. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say I found mine. I was looking on like external job websites because I knew I wanted something more longer term. So I was looking on Indeed where I found mine. And I'm gonna current like work there after too, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I worked with Katie for a little bit, and we she just gave me a list of places, and honestly, I just called the first place, and they said they'd give me an interview, so I just went over and
That's
just
fun.
committed to the first one.
Sometimes it works like that, which is nice.
Yeah, then I ended up staying there for an extra 3 months, so
Yeah, that's awesome.
that always might work out better.
Yeah. Any other questions? And people can also use the chat if they want to toss a question out. To the group or for me to ask the group?
Just as like an in question, we weren't supposed to be filling anything out for this, right?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
So I would encourage anyone listening that's thinking about an internship. These are some amazing examples, but we have another group of students that's going to give some insight into their internships next week. The video will be posted on my internship website, so if you can't be there live to watch it or listen, you can check in and watch that and hear from them. But this group has such varied experiences that they're kind of having right now, which is really cool. So I appreciate you all sharing about your internship experience. I know it's very helpful for students to hear about it. So thank you so much for doing that, and good luck with the rest of your internship.